Hi, welcome back everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and I've got a player's iron to review for you today, and it's the new Srixon Z Forged Blade Muscleback Iron. A beautiful, stunning looking golf club, very much a player's iron, an iron that's been very much sort of designed through tour, or from the tour players, tour influence with this. A real sort of classic looking club. So I'm going to review it, going to hit it, going to test it. We've got GCQuad, give you some numbers as always, and obviously my personal feedback of this particular iron. Okay, so new Z Forged iron from Srixon looks absolutely stunning when you look at it. A very classic muscleback iron, and we saw a release probably the end of 2018 of the 785 and the 585, but there was no blade that came out with those, and we've seen that in previous models in the 45s and the 65s. So we're always asking the question, well, are they going to bring the blade, or have they ditched the blade? But obviously now it's coming at a slightly later date, and I tell you what a cracker, it looks absolutely stunning. So very much a tour inspired club, you know, a lot of feedback from the tour players in terms of what they want, the important aspects that they would be looking for in an iron has really gone into that. So that's where I believe the R&D department is first sort of go to, is the tour players. They get their feedback, what do they want, what they're looking for as a look, a shape, a feel, a ball flight in a way, and then they go back to the drawing board and sort of produce the iron. So very tour inspired iron that you would probably expect to see in this particular better players category. So going to hit some shots, 170 from the green. This is a 7-iron, it's lofted at 33 degrees, so it's not obviously strong as you would expect from this type of iron. Looks absolutely gorgeous behind that golf ball. Oh, feels absolutely gorgeous. Very soft feel, very muted sound, and that was a lovely, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll take that for an opening shot. That was lovely there. So yeah, feel stunning. Ball flight was pretty high as you'd expect from this particular loft, but the sound and the feel, poof, absolutely on the money. Just putting that down by the golf ball, just saying the looks are absolutely stunning. I think the blade length is probably not massively small for a bladed iron, I don't think, you know, from that heel to toe. It's got quite a bit of blade length to it, I think. Very little offset as you'd expect, but just a very lovely shaping, very rounded sort of toe, medium to slim top line, but it's nothing like you'd see an old style of blade that would just be a very sharp top edge. Looks really scary. This looks quite inviting to hit, to be honest. Okay, let's get another one struck. Beautiful. A stunning feel to that. We know this isn't going to be the longest hitting golf club out there because of the loft, and really with the head there's only so much they can sort of do. They can't really, you know, with a classic muscle back, they can't really start shifting weight massively around this, so they're very sort of limited, I think. What has sort of changed from the previous blade of the 965 is the VT sole, which we did see in that model, but now we're seeing a sharper VT sole. So again, going back to the tour feedback, you know, a lot of those tour guys will sort of trap that ball, get that angle of attack very sort of down. So the extra sharpness of the VT sole helps that turf interaction and getting that club to come back out of that ground again as they were doing that. And typically that sort of angle of attack you'd see with a better player. The other aspect they've sort of looked at also is the groove. So again, the better player hates to see those sort of flyers out of the rough in a way, so the grooves have actually gone a little bit deeper to take extra debris away from the golf ball, away from the face of the club into the groove, to then allow the ball to get more friction of the actual club face itself. So again, trying to reduce those sort of flyers there, because we don't, as a better player, we don't want that one that flies another 10 yards or so on its distance, because you know, we're trying to work on tight, maybe sort of distance numbers into the green, and we want that club to go that certain distance. Oh, just pulled that one a little bit, but again the strike was nice, a little bit lower in the face. Yeah, I just missed that green to the left there. Again, that's a bit more me than the club, unfortunately. Still in search for that club that sorts all my problems out, but not found it in all the years I've been playing anyway. That's great. Lovely ball flight. You know, I'd say what else is there to really say about a classic sort of blade? I mean, that's just stunning. Those in the sort of golf bag would just look, you know, absolutely amazing. Very sort of thin sole there, very sort of thin top line, just everything classic about it in a way. And I think what I would probably notice here is if you were to sort of blend, and a few guys would do this, is blending a set, say the 785 or even the or 585, got mixed up with these numbers. I think they would blend really nicely because the shaping, what I noticed there is it's a very, very similar shape to what you see in the 7 series and the 5 series. Even though you go into that more cavity at the back of the club, you don't really see that obviously because of the loft. But the top edge, the shaping of the club is very, very similar. So if you were to blend in them, you wouldn't really sort of notice that transition when you're out on the golf course. If you say draw that, so you've got a 7, 8, 9 wedge in the blade, and then you've got your 6, 5, 4 and 3 in the, say for instance, the 785, then I don't think you'll sort of notice that real difference, which is a good plus really. The only thing you just got to watch out is a gapping, because I think the 785, 79 is like 32 degrees, where this is 33, so there may be just a tiny bit of gapping to sort of resolve there. I could hit that all day. Yeah, I could hit that all day. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think if you're a golfer that maybe spreading strike pattern a little bit, maybe these aren't the ones to sort of go and look at. I think this is very much aimed at the golfer who collects strikes very sort of central. If you're moving your strike, probably going to be looking at the 785 or even the 585. Okay, let's hit one more shot and then we'll look at some numbers and see how this Z Forged Iron is working. Yeah, that's good. Like that. Really good. Sound, feel. Seems to be pretty consistent now. Obviously just a bit more me. If I'm getting that pull shot in there, definitely more me than the actual club itself. But let's go and check some numbers out. Right, let's have a look at some numbers with the Z Forged Iron. So we're going to look at ball speed to start off with, and again, really sort of tight. So what's sort of saying with that, you know, maybe the grooves there, getting the consistency of that ball speed off that the better player would tend to want to see. They don't want to see that freaky one that flies off the club face in the 5-6 mile an hour, because then that's going to hit a very different number, isn't it? So obviously just strike will just change these numbers fractionally here, but you know, very sort of tight running numbers and averaging at 121.4. So it's not the fastest. I wasn't expecting it to be my fastest because of the loft, the design and the actual head itself. It's not designed to get that ball coming off as fast as it possibly can. So I'm accepting that number because of the type of club that it is. Launch that at 17 degrees. Again, you see just my little bit of strike up and down the face will just tweak those numbers fractionally. Looking at backspin number, again, you know, my strike's going to move that, so ranging from that sort of 6.5 number up to sort of 7,200. So averaging there at 6,956. Again, it's a higher spin number. You're going to expect that from this type of iron. Ultimately, that's control. So when that comes into land, it's got a lot of stopping power, which again, that better player would like to see. Carry number there is very, very tight. So I'm ranging from 165 as my drop off to 169 as my peak. So just 4 yards front to back dispersion there is really good, averaging at 167. So again, it's consistent. It's going into what it's designed to sort of do. Now, bear in mind, I am hitting off a dry surface, a flat surface, good lie every single time. Hopefully we'll maybe see some consistent numbers when you went into that sort of rough as you came out, but from a clean lie, bare lie, that's a really sort of tight run of numbers, which I'm really pleased with. Right, okay guys, so there we go, the new Srixon Z Forged Blade Iron. It's an absolute cracker. It looks stunning, as I've said. The finish on it looks really high quality. I'm liking the numbers it's performing there. Yeah, it's not a long hitting golf club, it's not designed to be, but very consistent on the ball speed, hitting a certain distance number, and the spin numbers are in that really controllable area. So definitely aimed at the golfer who is very collective on their strikes in terms of in the middle of the golf club. I think, as I said earlier, if you're moving that strike around a little bit, maybe this isn't the iron for you. You're probably not going to get that forgiveness levels out of this, but for the player who's very collective on the strikes, wants some ultimate control, not too worried about distance, then definitely put that on the radar to sort of try. Very beautiful looking iron. Okay, comment down below, post your comments down there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Srixon range, particularly this model, the Z Forged, is that something you would maybe go out and try, or is it a little bit out of your bracket in terms of forgiveness? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. If you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying the content I'm putting out there, then please hit that subscribe button. Love you to do so. Ring that bell icon so you get notifications of any future videos. Just follow up on my social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and the handles there are @MNGolfCoach, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.